Rosario is an award-winning Women in Tech advocate, a Colombian-born entrepreneur with over 7 years of hands-on experience in data and technology-driven platforms, as well as 20 plus in executive roles. She's a spatial computing expert and developer, co-founder at XR Americas, BC Partners Tech, Brooklyn to Bogota Digital Transformation Incubator, co-founding member at Dreamers and Doers, and co-creator of the 4-Dimensional Quotient Guide. Rosario is a member of the advisory board of SXSW Pitch, XR in Learning, the World Innovation Network, CWIN Tech, and a member of the board of directors of Kaleidoscope Premium VR Grants. She has been a business mentor at New York University's Standon School of Engineering and other notable institutions. In 2017, she was named one of the 100 world disruptors in New York City by the World Summit on Innovation and Entrepreneurship. In 2019, she was named one of the 5 legendary women 2020 in innovation technology by the Ford Motor Company and selected by the OBO movement as one of the 100 innovators 2020. We're so excited to have you here today, Rosario, and we're looking forward to an amazing time with you. Welcome.
Thank you for inviting me. It is my pleasure. And the reality is that I am an obsessed person with the use of technology to solve problems. And I was mentioning, I would like to share a presentation because I want to show you some images through my conversation with you. But for sure, I was mentioning that I come from more than 5 generations of teachers. My mother, my grandmother, and other 3 generations in my heritage were educators and were people who live in education as the way to create the future and as the way to transform the younger generations in order to give them wings and let them fly and build their dreams. And basically, congratulations for doing this event. And thank you for the invitation. Now I will share screen. Give me a second. Here we are. I want to start by saying that for me and from my perspective, education gives us tools to dream bigger as people, as younger people. And as we keep learning every day, this is just the way for us to acquire tools to dream bigger and create realities from there. And educators are the bridge that allow us to do that. Then it's not just that technology is coming soon and will, if you don't know about technology, you will be out, but it's that you are missing a phenomenal opportunity to give more tools to the younger generations that you are educating. And I want to take here, I think, okay, sorry, this way. What made us evolve, this is a theory that I like very much, is not the DNA. It's just that some species acquire some abilities to create artifacts that allow them to do things easier and quicker, like a stone to break a nut, and instead of just breaking it with the teeth. But the interesting thing is that then is a theory, is the competitive cognitive artifacts that we started to build, and humans are the only species that is doing this and is building technology that allows the humans to do more and go beyond what we can do as a regular being. And I'm bringing this because this is the base of what means the new technologies. It's basically how we can connect the digital and the physical world and make them meet in some way, because these new realities that we can create with these technologies were from science fiction some years ago, but right now are coming to every sphere of the world, the industries, the businesses, the politics, and basically this is opening a lot of opportunities. As educators, we need to open this perspective for the kids. That's why it's very important for teachers to understand these new technologies. And let me go back to the concepts. When we are talking about virtual reality and all the technologies related, we are talking about when we see VR is virtual reality, when we see MR is mixed reality, and I will come to explain and show what is each one of this. Augmented reality is AR, and when we see XR is extended reality. It's like the conjunction of all these technologies. When we talk about this, we have two main differences. One is the level of immersion. Some of these technologies are more immersive and some of others are less immersive. And I will show you the differences now. And the complexity level that you need to develop in order to have an experience built is different. Then what I want is to invite you to try and test, because you need to start with the ones that are maybe more simple, less complex, and less immersive. But that way you will start seeing how important this could be. First way to create immersive experiences, 360-degree video. And this is a video that we create with one camera or multiple cameras. And we create a content all around. And at the end of the conference, I will send some links that you can follow to use experiences like this for your students. Basically, this technology allows us to create an environment, a real environment, and create the video in 360. It means when the person is using a headset like this, can place it on the head and can see the content all around. But there are simpler ways to do that, and this is this way, or a cardboard, where you can use your phone to see the video in the same way. Also, this can be experienced in a phone, in a smartphone, or in a computer. And I will send links that you can use for your students if you want to experiment with this technology. Second type of technology involved, virtual reality. What is the main difference between 360 video and virtual reality? The first difference is that virtual reality allows me to interact with the content. It's also 360 content all over around, but I can interact with the content. How? With this type of controls, I can trigger a point and I can, for example, have more content about the specific things that are happening in the environment. This is very close to the video games, but for sure, or is that the same technology behind than video games, but the interesting thing is that you can do real life content and use it for virtual reality, or video or animated content and use it for virtual reality. Third technology involved, augmented reality. What is augmented reality? Augmented reality is like an invisible or visual digital layer, but it's invisible in terms of you don't know where it is. You have your phone and or a tablet or some glasses, but for sure this can be completely used with the phone, and you can activate a digital layer of content on the top of the real world. Creating experiences in augmented reality is less expensive, is more affordable than creating experiences in virtual reality per se. Then when I'm talking with teachers, I always suggest to explore the world of augmented reality and the world of some tools that allows the teachers to create very simple but engaging experiences using this technology. How it works, basically the phone is reads or see a content like a QR code, like a recognition of an environment, and then activates a specific digital content. I will give you a beautiful example. This video, this image of the Apollo 11 is a beautiful experience that you can use with your students, for example. with a simple smartphone, and they can experience all the travel of the Apollo 11 as if they are in front of the spaceship. They can experience it as if it is in the real space, but it's just a digital object, 3D model in the environment. You can integrate sound, you can integrate other layers of perception, like movement in the phone. The phone vibrates when you are seeing the spaceship landing. And this can be a simple way to start using this technology for a classroom. The other interesting environment is that events and interaction, especially during the pandemics, it was moving forward very quick because a lot of new applications were using this technology to create environments where people can gather in a virtual way. If you see, we have there from meetings to conferences to person or people inside of a room with sensors transmitting their movement to a scene like this one in a Hamlet. This is a theater presentation, Hamlet in the hologram, holodeck. And finally, or the last thing is, this technology is arriving to all type of things. You will start seeing and you will tell me, well, what this could be related with the education. Basically, if this is arriving to the world of sports, of training, of brands, marketing, and fashion, for sure, education cannot be left behind. And this is my invitation today, to be completely curious. I think some years ago, a headset like this one, literally, this one was like $2,000 4 years ago or 5 years ago. And right now is more affordable. There are companies trying to make this technology affordable and accessible, especially Oculus is the one that has the higher quality at the lower price. And if you want to try and test, I recommend for virtual reality as well. And how to start in an easy way in the classroom. Basically, there are some interesting tools. I will send these links because I know the time is short for you to explore. Google AR and VR has a lot of tools and tutorials for teachers. Google Expeditions has pre-built content around all type of areas, science, arts, history, and YouTube 360 videos are also a very interesting way to start exploring from the computer, from the desktop, and moving forward from there. Basically, the future of education should be adapted for a world of immersion, because we now can move the kids to virtual worlds or to real worlds far away from them, and that way we can transmit new knowledge to them. And basically, the question is how we can start using these technologies, this big opportunity, to help them accomplish their dreams. For sure, education for the future of work should be in our minds. Every industry will be using immersive technologies in the near future. Then we need to start teaching them, showing them how to do it. And basically, how are we educating these students for the future is a very important point, because it's not just that we should teach them how to start using virtual reality exactly as it is today, but we need to start teaching them how to be curious around these new technologies, because they are not only the future, but is already the present to move them forward. I have some recommended bibliography for you. If you want to see it, you can point with your phone to the QR codes, or of course, I will send this to Stephen, then he can share with all of you. Basically, these 4 books, or five books, sorry, have content all over the different spaces that could matter, from understanding why marketing today is important. I really think that education and marketing will become closer, because I think the easier way to start engaging the kids and engaging is to learn how to create content as it is created in the marketing environment, but for education. And these technologies make it very easy. These are the headsets that I recommend because are the ones that are more affordable for sure and with a better quality. And last thing is our website has a lot of content that can be useful if somebody wants to try, test, and explore this area. And this is my contact information. I'm open for questions. And I know this is a lot of content in a very short time, but I just want to open your mind to see that we have a lot of new tools in front of us and we can start using them for the classroom. And this is everything.
Thank you.
I'm open for questions.
All right. Thank you, Rosario. That was a very good one. There is a question I will quickly need to ask you. It's about at what age do you think children should be introduced to virtual reality? There was an argument some time ago, like it's too early for a kindergarten child to be using virtual reality. Some say it's too early for a child of maybe elementary. Okay, we need to get to high school. So, as a professional in this field, what age can you recommend, please?
Well, I really think that for the glasses, for the goggles, it's a little bit later than for augmented reality. And that's a very important question. I can also send bibliography because I am sure you will love to have it. With virtual reality, I really think 10 years at least, because of the eye. Studies are showing that it's not bad for the kids and not bad for the eyes, but I really think it's not recommended to have an electronic on your head that early in your life. Also, I don't recommend to use it like long periods of time, but shorter, like exploring and checking. That's why I give all the alternatives of 360 video in the computer that is not close to your body, that is not inside. I mean, you don't have your head inside of it. And also augmented reality is also a better tool for younger ones. And I should give an example. I really think that everything that promotes the curiosity in the kids is useful for them and is important. And you need to start very early to create this curiosity motivation because of many reasons, but one of those is the only way to adapt for the future and keep adapting in this very quickly changing world is to be curious and to be ready to love learning new things every day. Then in terms of kids, kindergarten maybe is too early for sure. Maybe you can use some of the tools with augmented reality to create curiosity, but not used by them, but led by the teacher. And the second thing is you can start creating non-tech, and I will give you a beautiful example. We did a project in Astoria, in Queens, in New York, with a school, and we worked with the girls. It was an all-girls school. We worked with the girls to teach them how to learn the logic of creating histories all over around, in 360 degrees, because it's not the same thing when you are giving a story in a flat screen, just guiding the perspective of the user when in the regular content or flat video experiences. But now in 360, you should consider everything happening all around because the user is free to decide where to see and when to see where. Then those type of skills that are not technical skills, they are not using the technology, they are not using but that logic behind that, the logic of creating these stories 360, the logic of creating layers that can be connected between the digital world and the real world. That can be, for example, I don't know how you call this, how is in English, this paper that is semi-transparent. Maybe you can start creating layers of semi-transparent content on the top of the real world in paper. And that could start creating the logic behind these technologies for the younger ones. And that's more important than the technology itself, but it's the logic behind it.
Thank you so much for that. I think that's the question. Okay, I'm looking at it. Okay, will the Teacherpedia team make this team equipment available for us here in Nigeria? Okay, we'll be talking about that later, but it's not something I can disclose now. Maybe we can have a kind of partnership with Rosario's company and see how we can do it. The teachers can get it at a very affordable cost. Thank you so much, Rosario, for the time you've spent with us today. Personally, I want to say a very big thank you for the wonderful job you are doing in the field of education. Thank you so much.